Hi guys, today's video we're going to do the summary of chapter 2, which is configure a network operating system. So here's the PowerPoint for the content of the chapter 2 and the summary as well. We will go to the NetAcad for the for the further information about the summary of this chapter. And we going to read then again the introduction for the chapter 2. So let's go. So the overview of this chapter is the operating system, the purpose of OS or operating system, the access methods, and basic network configuration. So that's all the overview of the chapter 2, configuring a network device. So operating system had three layers. So the shell, kernel, and hardware. So that's the user's interface. Then first the shell, we have two components, the GUI and CLI. So GUI or graphical user interface. So it allows the user to interact with the system using an environment of graphical icons, menu, and windows. So like for this one, you interact with the system using an environment like the laptop icon, menus, and windows. So it allows you to interact with the shell for the easy to take. So unlike the CLI or the command line interface, when using a command line interface, the user directly interact with the system in a text-based environment by entering commands on the keyboard at a command prompt. So that's a big difference between the GUI and the CLI, the graphical user interface and the command line interface. So graphical user interface is very easy, while the command line interface is easy as well, but it's directly interact with the system in a text-based environment, not like the GUI that you had the environment of graphical icons, menus, and windows. So the purpose of operating system or OS. So we have the access methods, console or the natural way um, to do the networking network or connecting the network. So secure shell is the one to secure your data and telnet over the network. So the terminal emulation program, WT, Teraterm, Secure CRT, and OSX terminal. Then next step one is the Cisco modes of the operation. So we had primary command modes and sub-configuration mode. So in primary command modes, we have the user exit mode that the symbols is the greater than symbols, while the privilege exit mode is the hashtag symbol or number sign. So in user exit mode, you have a little bit access for the command. While entering the privilege exit mode, you have a lot of access for the configuring a network. So in some configuration mode, the line configuration mode and interface configuration mode. So line configuration mode is about the line console 0, the command line, and interfaces to a network, IP address, like that. So the basic configuration, for configuration a hostname, first you need to enter the privilege exit mode, which is for us to enter to that mode is you have to put the command configure terminal. Then you have the command hostname, then the variable that you want to configuring a name of your switch. So like this one, hostname SW floor 1, that's the variable that they use. Then that's it. So for configuring a password, you need to first again to enter the privilege exit mode, which is to configure terminal. Then you have to put the excuse me. You have to put the command the command prompt, which is line console 0, and then the command password, and then you have to put your own password like this Cisco. Then you have to enter the login on, or it allowed us to log in for to use the password. Then exit. So for to get invisible type of the password, you had to enable secret. So the password that you entered in the line console 0 will be not visible by the if you put it on the configuring. So the command for that is enable secretless. Then for configuring virtual, then again it's the same for the line console 0, but the difference is you're not going to use the Cisco, the console, but you use the BTY or virtual line. So 015 is yeah, so you have to put the password command and then the password you want. Then allowed us to log in. Then for password encryption, um, all you had to do is to put the command service password encryption, and like this one, enable secret CL55 line console password Cisco and Cisco. If you put service password encryption, it will all be encrypted for you to determine that if you use successfully use of service password encryption, then uh, put a command show running configuration and it will show you the encrypted password that you put. So for banner message, you need a command that um, MOTD banner, banner MOTD, then uh, this one for the link, and you want to put the um, message. For examples, any attempt for unauthorized access will be logged and appropriate legal action will be taken. That's for the purpose of the banner message is to warning the unauthorized person to enter this private network. So for saving configuration, we have an NB RAM and the RAM. So for the NB RAM, you have a start at configuration on non-volatile random access memory, or what we call NV RAM. Then the running configuration, random access memory or RAM. So for us to to save the all the RAM that we had on this to NB RAM, first you need to show the running configuration that you use. Then for us to save this, you need the command copy running config startup config for us to save all of this to NVRAM online volatile random access memory. So we have IP addresses, IPv for Internet Protocol version 4, and we have IPv6 or version 6, so interface for switch virtual interfaces. So manual IP addressing configuration for end devices, DHCP or Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, automatic IP address configuration for end devices, then switch virtual interface SBI configuration. So to configuration an SBI on a switch, use the interface VLAN1 global config command. VLAN1 is not an actual physical interface but a virtual one. So assign an IPv4 address using the IP address subnet mask, which is the 255.255.255 and etc. Interface configuration commands, and enable the virtual interface using the no shutdown interface configuration command. So the end-to-end connectivity test is the ping command. So the purpose of the ping command is to test that you had a connection for the all of the computer that you had if you had a ping command and then the address, and if a reply back, then you had a ping connection. You have the connection that you want. So that's all, and let's take to the NetAcad. So here's the summary for the NetAcad. Let's take a read for this one. So Cisco iOS is a term that encompasses a number of different operating systems which runs on various networking devices. The technician can enter commands to configure or program the device to perform various networking functions. So Cisco iOS routers and switches perform functions that network professionals depend upon to make their network operate as expected. So the service provided by the Cisco iOS are accessed using a command line interface or CLI. So which accessed by either the console port, the aux port, or through SSH or Telnet. So after connected to the CLI, network technician can make configuration changes to Cisco iOS device. So the Cisco iOS is designed as a model operating system, which means a network technician must navigate through various hierarchical modes of the iOS. Each mode supports different iOS commands. So Cisco iOS routers and switches support a similar model operating system, support similar command structures, and support many of the same commands. In addition, both devices have identical initial configuration steps when implementing them in a network. So this chapter introduced the Cisco iOS. It detailed the various modes of the Cisco iOS and examined the basic command structure that is used to configure it. So it also walked through the initial settings of a Cisco iOS switch device, including setting a name, limiting access to the device configuration, configuring banner message, which is the banner MOTD, and saving the configuration, which is the copy startup config at copy running config startup config. So the next chapter explore how packets are moved across the network infrastructure and introduce the rules of packet communication. So now that we had read the summary for the NetAcad and we had discussed the summary for us, then guys, thank you for watching and hope you learned something about this video. So if you have any question for me, then feel free to ask. So thank you for watching and hope you like my video.